What's up everyone, it's TheRazoredEdge, and today I'm here to bring you guys some Gears 5 multiplayer gameplay. Today I'm here to bring you guys a breakdown of the Gears 5 gameplay that was shown during the 4 Things to Know About Escalation video. I'm using the YouTube player here to help me break down the actual gameplay itself, and I just wanted to run through. This video is going to be more of focusing on the actual gameplay itself rather than the rules of escalation. I'm sure you guys have the rundown of how that works, but today we're going to be looking at like some differences obviously from Gears 4 and just some standout new things and see what we can pick apart here about the gameplay itself. I was actually posting and sharing some clips of snippets of this on my Twitter page, and some people were asking like where I got the footage from. So I want to kind of break this down and make sure we get a good look at everything that's going on gameplay-wise during the trailer or kind of explanation video that they have going on here. But if you guys are excited for Gears 5 multiplayer content, be sure to drop a like, and let's get stuck into this. Alright, so the very first shot we're presented with here is a chainsaw duel, which is obviously classic Gears of War, introduced in Gears of War 2. We have a player playing as Faz Kutani. I'm not exactly sure how you pronounce his second name, but his name is Faz. And then it looks to be a Swarm Grenadier, the new kind of model of him with his armor plates on and everything. It looks like he has a gold Lancer here with the way the lighting is shining on it, so that's kind of interesting, but I think it's just a normal Lancer. And what's interesting about the Lancers this time around is that it starts off with the custom Lancer variant rather than the standard Lancer that we've had from Gears 1 through 4, so we actually have that kind of buttstock on the bottom of the Lancer now as our default Lancer, it looks like, which is really cool. So I'm happy to see some kind of like minor detail changes like that just to spice things up in cosmetically wise in multiplayer. But let's move on here. I've muted the audio. I know Ryan's commentary is on here, but I just want to pick apart the gameplay itself rather than the actual rules of escalation itself. So 4 things you need to know about escalation, and they're playing on the map known as District here. So this looks to be the kind of where the countdown screen will be, where you see all your teammates. We have this screen in Gears of War 4. You look at the front perspective of your team, the enemy team, and then the round starts. So that looks to be to have come back a little bit more cinematic this time around, though. And then this is the weapon selection screen. We might skip over that aspect of it. Okay, so here's our first look at some Gnasher gameplay, and from what I can tell here, this looks to be core, just from how strong the Gnasher is. So, as you can see right here on the screen, there is kind of markers of where exactly your pellets hit and where they come out. So you know exactly where your shot is hitting this time around. It's not just marked by blood spraying off of the enemies, it's marked by these little dots, as well as the blood, and then as well as hit markers, which are in there as well. I'm not sure if the Gnasher has hit markers. I'm trying to see here. It seems like maybe rifles only have hit markers and the Gnasher doesn't. Hit markers in particular are usually like a small little crosshair, which I don't see there. And then there's a new kill message here that says you eliminated, and then Swarm 1 is obviously where your gamer tag would be if that was you dying there, which is really cool. So we have a kill message there. So will the game count eliminations rather than kills? And elimination in games traditionally, like Overwatch, is basically if you've put effort into a kill, you'll get credit for it. So that's kind of cool to see. Then we have a down player here, and you can see Faz actually has a robotic leg. I don't know how many people have noticed that. In the cinematic trailer that came out originally, you might have noticed that, but some people thought it was the DB, or they found it a bit quick, but that's really cool. It's really a bizarre thing to see, but I have to say it's really cool. Then we have JD here. He's got a long shot on his back, and then the eliminated Swarm thing. I just want to take one more look at that and see if I can notice anything. But yeah, you can see the little dots that mark exactly the Gnasher spread. I think that should be the same every time you shoot it. We have the classic Gears 4 Gnasher coming back with the bullets on the side. Okay, so pretty cool there, and then a lot of blood splashing up on the screen, which is nice. So then he goes for the revives. So revives seem to be as quick as they wear. You can see Faz has the custom Lancer going on here as well. Some Swarm chilling over here in the hill. Someone's getting crossfired over there. It looks like Dell. Let's have a look. Alright, the next shot here. So this one was interesting. The range that this guy gets bodied at. This is Dell over here, I think, and then JD rolls back. And then this is a Swarm Hunter. You can tell by the kind of it looks like kind of like rags on his head, sort of something like that. And then there's a Scion back there. It looks like I noticed that Dell gets bodied from quite range here. That's what's making me think that this is like core like core settings, sort of more similar to core. Like it's unknown if this game will have global weapon tuning at the moment. At the time of recording this video, that's not confirmed or anything, but it looks like the Gnasher is very strong here. And by the looks of it, if this is obviously the competitive game type Escalation and the Gnasher is that strong, to me it seems to hint that there could be like they might have found their middle ground. They might have found their global weapon tuning, which fingers crossed that that's the case. But let's move on here. And then we have Foz throwing a smoke grenade right here. So smoke grenades seem to blow up on impact. I'm not sure if that's popped off by players, or if it's popped off by like proximity of players, or if it's popped off just as soon as it hits the ground, it just blows up. But it's cool to see smoke grenades be smoke grenades again. I don't think it's been like that since Gears of War 1, right? In Gears of War 3 and Gears of War 4, it's stunned, I'm pretty sure. Unless my memory isn't serving me right. Like, there will be a place in time where I'd be able to, like, absolutely guarantee that, but I've played so much Gears multiplayer that it's kind of blending together for me now. But I believe in Gears 3 and in Gears 4, it's stunned, and then in Gears 2, it used to knock you over, and then I forget what it did in Gears 2. I think it just turned into a normal smoke in Gears 2 eventually, or maybe it's stunned as well. I'm not sure. It did so many things in Gears 2. They changed that game so much. It was unbelievable. But anyway, the fact of the matter is that a smoke is a smoke now, and you can use it to kind of make pushes without people noticing. So that's cool to see. And then we have, this is a Scion lancering across. The crystals on his back seem to be white this time, rather than kind of emulsion colored, which is interesting. But yeah, it's just some crossfire from the Scions right there. And then this is this looks to be a Grenadier and a Swarm Hunter, both lancering in the back here. Notice that the reticle size of the iron sight, sorry, or red dot sight on the Lancer is actually far bigger than it ever was. I wonder if that's just like a stylized thing, or if they think that, or if we can kind of use that as a way to kind of guide our shot, or if it's just a cosmetic thing. It'd be interesting to see, but it definitely, I personally like it. I'd be curious to know what you guys think of it in the comments down below. And then we have a look at the Claw LMG here, which is the new Swarm LMG. So the Swarm have been around for a while, so they have their own weapons now, and this is one of them, and it's kind of like an experimental kind of thing. There's Kate going down over here, and that thing absolutely sprays. Then we have some, like a 1v1 Gnasher fight here, it looks like, so you can see the pellets there once again. This guy's got some strafe and wall bounce going on. And so here's the hot topic of the Gears community, which is the new inverse or reverse Omen. Which I think the only way we're going to be able to determine on this, if this is a thing that people are going to like or not, is if by playing it through gameplay. To look at, it's quite drastically different, obviously, because it's the opposite of what it used to be. I think if this doesn't work out, what they might want to do is bring back the old Omen, but maybe move it to the side or something like that, so you can still tell one of the sides or something. I don't know if you guys have any other suggestions. Like, what are your feelings on this? Like, is it just like an absolute no from you? Are you thinking I'll wait to play first, or do you think you have like another suggestion that you think could work? Let me know in the comments there, because it's definitely kind of a point of contention in the Gears community at the moment. But as I said, we have to wait to play to see what it's going to be like. So all right, so he bodied Kate there. Let's just go back on that fight a bit. As you can see, yeah, that's God. Having those pellet markers is going to be so helpful, man. And then there's some wall bouncing going on there. So our first kind of like look at some M-bar gameplay. So the M-bar is back. M-bar sniper rifle, hold RT to fire electromagnetic accelerator rounds after a short charge time up. Timing is everything, as holding RT too long will cause the M-bar to vent charge, cancelling the shot. So it works exactly the same as it did in Gears of War 4, and it looks like the competitive active reload is back, so you can see the cooldown is there next to the numbers. Boom shot, drop shot, M-bar are all in the kill feed there, so all those weapons are returning. That guy gets absolutely domed there. New headshot icon there at the bottom. Alright, let's have a look-see. And then we have a kind of a observation of the middle of the map here. That guy's got a boom shot. So here's this is the overkill. And so as you can see, it's got like a cool new, what would you call this? What would you call that? Kind of an effect when it shoots, a bullet tracer kind of thing. It looks like it's making like a cog symbol there, which is interesting. It's kind of, you'll definitely know what you're getting shot by if you can see that. That was pointed out by former QA Soapy Dave. If you guys don't know who that is, he did a breakdown as well, and he pointed this out, and I found that interesting. I didn't notice it until he mentioned it, but this is cool. You kind of got that that kind of bullet tracer, so you'll definitely absolutely know where you're getting shot by. But cool to see the overkill is back. A lot of people still don't know how to shoot that gun. By the way, you hold it down and it charges the shot. So then we have a look at the middle of the map here, explaining some escalation stuff. So here's a look at Kate, Gears 5 Kate, her new armored look, and you can actually, she's not wearing her beanie anymore. She's got her hair down to the side. I think she's got her hair down the opposite side now, so she got like, is she officially married now, or whatever, but that's kind of lore stuff. But this is her new armor. I definitely much prefer her wearing this over Anya Stroud's armor. It was kind of strange seeing someone else wear Anya's armor, but I definitely think Kate having her own personality now is good. So I definitely like the designs of all of the new armors. It looks really, really good. But she's captured the ring here, and you get a good look at the huge reticle on the Lancer there. Anything happening in the background? Not really. New model up in the right hand corner. This seems to be kind of less obvious than it was. In Gears 4, to memory right now, I can't remember if there's like a box around it in Gears 4 or not. I think there is. So it looks like they're trying to make the hood as clean as they possibly can, since there is a lot of stuff happening on screen right now. But we have the new reticle for the Lancer here. So for anyone who doesn't know already, they've changed the firing style of weapons in Gears 5. I almost said Gears of War 5. In Gears 5. So basically there's now a recoil pattern to rifles that you can learn, kind of like if you ever played CSGO. If you're a veteran of that game, you exactly know how to shoot the AK-47. You know exactly the pattern. So it'll be interesting to see how that comes into play, how powerful it will make someone who knows how to control the recoil versus someone that doesn't. Instead of like in Gears 4 and Gears 3, it's just kind of point and shoot and laser and don't worry about it. It will snag them. But in this, it seems like you have to put some thought into the way you're rifling someone. So it's not just going to be rifle spam across the map, which I think is their way of balancing out, keeping the Lancer a powerful item, but not necessarily something you can just blindly use. So I respect that change, and I'm curious to see how it'll work out. Then we see there's some more escalation explanation right here. And then, okay, we have JD holding a Gnasher snub. The snub is back. And then the claw, he's putting it on his back right here. There seems to be a bit of a cluster in the middle. The escalation scoreboard screen seems to be pretty much the same. This is some overhead map of District. And then, okay, so we have, I believe this is a Swarm Grenadier, and he's holding, this is what the flashbang looks like. So it'll be interesting. One thing that I'm looking to see was that will I be able to identify what grenade an opponent has in their hand when I see it. So the smoke grenade is something we're still used to seeing with the blue lights on it, so we absolutely know what that is. So I guess they try to make this look as different as possible. They put a big yellow light in the middle, and it's kind of in a blue glass chamber. I'm kind of curious as to why it isn't red when the Swarm is holding it. You know what I mean? So they usually have that kind of continuity of, you know, if the cog is holding something, it has a blue light, and if the Swarm is holding it, it has a red light. I guess maybe it's to keep, it's such a small item, it's to kind of keep people familiar with what it is, so you absolutely know, oh, it's that blue and yellow, so I know that that's a flashbang, so I should turn away or make sure I don't look at that when it goes off. So maybe that's the reasoning behind it. And then we also have, let's see what other characters we have. So we have the Grenadier, we have the Swarm Sniper, Hunter, and then the Scion there as well. His crystals are definitely more white this time around, definitely. He's still got his rags hanging down as well. So and here we get an overhead of a bunch of the characters flying around. There's the Grenadier, that looks like a drone. Hunter, Scion, and then maybe another Hunter. There's two kinds of Hunters in the game. There's an Elite and there's another one. Maybe look at all the cog there. Gnasher fighting mid. That was a strafe fight though. That's cool. Strafe fights are nice. That's very Gears 1-esque. And then we got someone sliding into cover here, and he bounced off right away. So cover movement still seems to be very, very fast, which I'm sure a lot of people will like. There's a look at the inverse Omen again. And then the new Gears 5 Omen pops up when you die. It fills up the middle. And then there's a look at the Lancer reticle again. And this is the spectator mode actually as well, so that's so that's kind of cool. That's the hold X to respawn thing in Escalation. And then, ooh, look at that. That design is so much better than the ones from Gears 4. They definitely have a lot more personality. Like, he's scrambled together all this stuff and put it on. It looks really, really cool. And then you can get a look at his helmet there. He looks kind of like a knight, doesn't he? And then he tries to go for the body here. He could have had it. And then he got absolutely trucked by Del Walker, man. That was good. What else have we got? So there's another perspective of all the swarm. More overhead. The drop shot is back right there. Still works the same way. The explosive animation seems to be kind of more pronounced this time around. It sprays up. You notice that? All the sparks flying out of it when it hits the ground. That's interesting to see. I'm trying to make it a bit more obvious that it's there this time, because there's sometimes where it lands next to you in Gears 4 and you're like, wait, where is it? And so I assume that's kind of their fix to that. And then we have kind of a shotgun 2v1 here. He's getting sprayed as well, so 3v1. He's got the boom shot on his back. Gets down there. And then, oh, he tried to... this swarm here tries to quick throw whatever grenade he has in his hand there, and he doesn't let it go fully, and then just rolls into this absolute cluster. Oh, that's unfortunate. And then you get a look at the Gnasher spread there again. Look at all that. There's so much information here. Like, you see the sparks of the spread, you see the hit marker bullets, the blood. Like, there seems to be a lot more feedback this time when it comes to your Gnasher, which I'm sure people will find very useful. We have an overhead fly through here of kind of a fight. Okay, so this is the stuff. This is the stuff right here, ladies and gentlemen. This is what I'm here for. So this is the new sniper Longshot reticle, which is interesting. I'm curious to see how it works out. It's a lot smaller and precise. So I guess precision is definitely something they're trying to emphasize when it comes to the Longshot in Gears 5. I like it so far. I'm curious to see if I'll be as good as I am with the traditional... without the traditional kind of diamond shape that we're used to in Gears, you know, in Gears 1, and then the new circle shape that they put in Gears 3 and Gears 4. The diamond is definitely still my favorite. I'd be really happy if they gave us the option to switch to classic, or you know, classic Gears 1 and UE style, or, you know, the Gears 3 one. Whichever one you prefer, whichever one makes it easier for you to snipe, you could pick it. But I understand if not, if they're trying to keep things consistent between players to make sure they feel like everyone is fair. But I think something like that, preference reticle-wise, is something that they offer in a lot of other games, so I don't see the problem if they could do it in Gears 5, but I understand if they didn't. The Longshot's definitely looking nice there. As a look at JD. He's going for the swarm sniper here, and then crack. And then so you can see headshots have kind of a new, you'll see it, it's like a red X that splashes out. So headshots are signified by that. So look, big splat. And then you have the you eliminated, then gamer tag right there. It looks like he got Nemesis on him down there as well, which is cool. So there's the crack with the snipe, and then he goes for it again here. And then bat. And then that time it looked gold, did it not? Yeah. Is that because he shot him through the back, like his shoulder instead? You know what I mean? So that's the red, and then that looked yellow, but I'm curious. Maybe it's different depending on if he's been down twice or not. But it definitely seems the consistent thing between them anyway seems to be, yeah, that's definitely gold. That's not red. Maybe it's the lighting or something, but maybe it's because this guy was downed twice already and it's gold for him, and it was red for the other guy because he just got domed and he wasn't downed yet or something like that. It'd be interesting to understand why exactly that's different, but the consistent thing is the fact that it's a kind of an X that splooshes out. Weapon picks. Alright, let's see what else we get to see here. So there's a look at the claw on the ground. There's a swarm sniper running for it. Drop shots on the ground. Hammer bursts are pickups. They're not weapons you spawn with, thank goodness. That was such a problem in Gears of War 4. Thank God that they decided to go with them being pickups in Gears 5. Then I used to pick a flashback. So here's a look at all the weapons anyways. So we have the Retro Lancer, Shock Grenade. Shock Grenades are back. The Enforcer's back. Marks is back. Hammer Burst is back. Incins are back. Longshot's back. Ambar's back. Overkill's back. Torped's back. The Claw is new. Frag Grenades are back. Drop Shot is back. Boom Shot is back. That's cool. Longshot placed. Perfect. These guys know exactly what we want to see. Some bad pistols there as well. Alright, we're trying to focus on gameplay here. So here's the Claw again. And so it looks like when your teammate goes down that this kind of not expands but like de-expands, so make sure that you know that your teammate is down. One problem in Gears is just seems to be new players don't notice down teammates, so I'm assuming this is kind of a way to try and make it more obvious with that little animation right there. So it looks like the way the claw operates is that if you spray it, it gets more accurate over time, but the fire rate slows down. That's my interpretation of it. Here's a look at Foz picking up the Marksa. Right there is this. We didn't get to see the reticle there for it. There's flashbangs. Any other weapons there we haven't seen before? Nope. Any other weapons here? No, nothing else new there. Any weapons there? No weapons there. Retro Lancer's back. There's Kate holding the Overkill. Swarm Hunter making a push here. Will Kate make it out? No! The Overkill absolutely peppers, man. People underestimate it. You shouldn't push someone with an Overkill. Keep range, Lancer. But I understand you're getting caught off guard. So here's a great perspective of this kind of bullet trail for the Overkill. That animation is ridiculous. It looks so good. So you definitely know when you're getting shot by this thing, but you can see Kate has hit this Scion here, and this is the feedback. That's how many pellets have been hit on the Scion. So that's like, so this Kate knows for a fact that that Scion has been hit. And then lining up for the final kind of here. This is a tight spread. There you go. And then you see like the sploosh out. So it seems when you kill someone that the reticle like splooshes out like that. Which is cool. I'm curious. Let me see. Is the reticle like wide before? I'm wondering if this reticle is like tight only when you're aiming, but like before you aim in, it's kind of like a wide spread. Like is hip firing super inaccurate? We have Foz holding flashbang here. Oh, he gets blown up. Wait, what did he get blown up by? Oh, does he get torpedoed here or something? Oh yeah, someone stuck a torque bow on the cover right over him. Okay. So torque bows, I don't think they could do that in Gears 4. I remember torquing the top of cover in Gears 4 and it wouldn't really do anything, so it looks like they brought that back. That's like a Gears 1 thing. Alright, the boom shot there, the claw. I was trying to keep an eye out for anything new. Oh, there's Marcus pick up the snipe, and the boom shot being his clean kill as usual, just clack. Marcus got bodied. There you go, the sploosh. So it seems like the flying out thing, like the X kind of splooshing out here in the middle, seems to just signify like a clean one-shot kill. So I'm curious what the difference between gold and red is on the long shot that we saw earlier. This is some middle line stuff for Escalation. Is there any other weapons here we haven't seen? No, nothing new there. We have Kate holding the drop shot here. Scion over there. Some lancering going on. No one got killed there. Some ammo stuff. More Escalation things. Alright, so we have JD here holding the long shot again. And my god, man. It looks so good. It looks like he headshotted someone before in the clip. And it wasn't shown. So this is the new kind of scoped reticle. It's like a little crosshair. This looks like the Gears 3 sniper scope more than anything else. But he gets the crack there, and there's the red X again. And then he kind of runs up here. And what's interesting about this sniper reload animation looks really quick, like Gears 1 and Gears UE, which I love. So, hold on. Okay, so what I was looking for is, up here on the right, you can see he has a competitive active cooldown. Let me slow down the sniper clip. Let me go to like, what is it, playback speed, and then go to like 0.5 or something like that, and hit play. Let's see what happens here with the snipe. So he goes up, then crack, And then when he hits the reload up here on the right, you'll see, okay, the cooldown is gone then. So what I was really hoping for with sniping, something that I missed from the older Gears games, is the way you could chain your active reloads to get like a headshot on someone else really fast. Like multi-kills are one of the most famous things about the sniper in Gears of War multiplayer, so I was hoping to see maybe the sniper active reloads work different, and hopefully you could string together active reloads like easier. Maybe the difference between the gold and the red reticle, now that I'm thinking about it, is an active shot versus a normal shot. That could be the case. Let's see what else we get to see here. So there's a look at the spawn formations. I'm curious if that's escalation only. The two guys in the back spawn with grenades, and then the rest in the front don't, I don't think. So it seems like there's a good look at the smoke grenade model. JD is a smoke grenade as well. It's Foz and JD. So Foz, yeah, his robot leg is really kind of like inconspicuous from the front, but on the back it's really, really mechanical. Definitely got a little DB leg going on there. Let's have a look, see what else is going on here. Utility grenades, has a pickup of the marks, overkill. What else are they holding? Nothing else there. Ooh, who's this? I think this is the Swarm Soldier. This is like the Swarm drone from Gears 4. This is the Swarm Soldier. So he's got only one strap this time. He's got extra armor kind of applied to him. I like this model a lot, actually. This is talk about respawn times. Come on, let's see what else is happening in the gameplay. There's some scoreboard animation, another overhead. Then is that everything? Oh, there's the marks of reticle. So this thing blooms, it looks like. And then you can see the little hit marker there. So that guy knows he hit them. Yeah, damn, that thing hits hard. Let me playback speed that real quick. Like so. Bam, bam. He snagged him with the legs and then downed him. Look at that. Then we have a look at the torque bow there. Oh, man. Oh, this is the new reticle for the Enforcer, which is really, really cool. Kind of suits it more, to be honest. I think it looked kind of more like a Gnasher reticle in Gears 4. But this definitely suits it more. And then, oh my god, Gnasher fights over cover. It's so cool, man. It's such a Gears 1 thing. Boom. Oh, he hit him right there. And he domed him? Yeah, look at that. Bam, man. It's so hard to do that in Gears 4, so I'm hoping that they've improved the kind of Gnasher fights over cover. They were always they felt a bit awkward in 4, but it was something that was so fun in Gears 1 UE. That was one of the most fun aspects of Gears of War for sure. Oh, and Kate gets bodied there trying to slide into cover. Looks like she didn't cancel there at all. I'm curious how wall cancel is exactly. Like, do you have to commit to a wall this time around or what? Okay, then we look at the Swarm drone here again. Mark's is getting lancered. Swarm sniper on the bottom there. And that's it. Yeah, man. There's a lot going on in there. I have to say the sniper gameplay is definitely what I've got my eye on, but I just wanted to see like what there was in there that was kind of new. Obviously this is an evolution of Gears 4 and Gears 3. New weapons, new characters, you know, a few new guns, all that kind of thing. I personally really like the way it looks. I'm very excited to try it in the tech test, but let me know what you guys think. Are you liking the look of the sniper in particular? That's one that I'm always looking for feedback on, and I asked a couple other questions in the video, so hopefully you guys will drop some feedback on there, especially on the inverse Omen. But let me know what you guys think of the Gears 5 multiplayer gameplay in the comments down below. If you guys enjoyed, be sure to drop a like, subscribe to my channel for all future Gears 5 related content. Share the video around if you really enjoyed it. Follow me on Twitter at TheRazoredEdge. Be sure to join my Discord link via the description down below, and I will see you guys next time. Hey guys, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to drop a like, leave a comment down below letting me know what you thought, subscribe to my channel if you're brand new for more videos, share the video around if you really enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next time.